Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It is great to be on here again. And today I wanted to talk about how do you know what kind of content to put on your social media channels to get more engagement? How does that change? How does that change the engagement? Do you ever test your content, the stuff that you put out? Do you ever test it to see what is better and what is not doing so well? Those are all things that I wanted to talk about this evening. Content creation for social media marketing. Now, these strategies that I'm going to be sharing can be used by any niche or any industry. It's about engagement, and it's not so much about your product or my product or a coaching program or any of that. It is about literally about marketing. So if you're joining me live, let me know that you're there. Say hello. Tell me where you're coming in from. And if you're coming in on the replay, let me know that you've watched the replay. Tell me what you found valuable in this training. So yeah, let's talk about content creation for engagement. You know, when I first got started, I didn't know what I was doing, obviously. And what I did is I followed what other people were telling me. My peers were telling me what to do, what kind of posts to put out there, what kind of engagement, or not what kind of engagement, but what kind of stuff to put out there. And it wasn't really working. It wasn't working, not really. It really wasn't working, because what was happening is I was actually, people were unfollowing me because of the content that I was putting out. And that wasn't the intention. And it didn't make me feel very good about it. So I decided that it was time to figure out a different way. What I was doing was not working. And isn't that the definition of crazy? When you continue to do what isn't working and expecting a different outcome. So I decided that it was time to change. And I went out looking for ways. I was looking to see what people were doing that were being successful, that were having a nice following. And people really, what I did is I started paying attention to the kind of stuff that I would want to watch or that I would engage with. And I thought, well, this isn't the stuff that I'm putting out. So why am I putting out this stuff over here? And so really, I just stopped listening to some of the people that were telling me what to do, copy and paste messages. So when I'm talking about listening to other people, they were giving me copy and paste messages to put out there. And that really was not a message from me. It was from someone else that I copied and pasted, and that is not, you're not going to get a whole lot of engagement that way. So it's important that the message is from you. It has to be from you. It has to be from your heart. That's when people really want to listen to what you have to say, when you can be talking from the heart. So let's go through. I want to quickly, I don't want to take too much time, but I want to give you the 7 different types of posts that will most likely get you some more engagement. So number 1 is talk about something that you love. Talk about something that maybe it's your hobby. Maybe it's obviously I talk about my kids a lot. So obviously that's something I love. One of the things that I talk about a lot is quilting. I love quilting. I love designing quilts. I don't do the quilting itself, but I love designing quilts. So if you see a quilting message come across my profile, it's because that is my hobby. And it's a lot of fun. But you have to, but you want to make sure that you're talking from the heart when you are talking about your something that you love. And then number 2 is talk about behind the scenes. Talk about a training that you attended. Talk about a book that you read, or maybe it's an audiobook that you listened to. And not only about the book, but talk about what you learned from it. Talk about what you took from that training or that book, and ask people questions about it. And actually, one of the on all of these 7 tips, on all of these 7 tips, there's always a way to ask a question, and that is always really good for engagement. And then number 3, ask an engaging question. I mean, again, ask a question. By this one, I said engaging question. Your post should be inspirational, educational, or fun 80% of the time. So find something that you can talk about. One of the things that I might ask somebody is, hey, I love to travel. That's one of the things that I really love doing is traveling. And so I will ask about traveling. Where would you like to travel? Where's a place that you would like to travel to someday? And, so you're just asking for people's opinion. People love to give their opinions. So you'll just want to ask an engaging question that way. Number 4 is inspiring or motivational content. So you can use a quote. I like to use quotes, but not only, don't just post the quote and move on. You want to make sure you post the quote, give credit where credit is due. So make sure you list the person that wrote the quote, but also talk about how that quote spoke to you that day and what you got from it. Put some content, put some value behind it by talking about how it made you feel, how it changed or opened your eyes to something new. All of that matters. So definitely use quotes. I use quotes all the time. Number 5 is frequently asked question. You have, if your audience has questions for you and you can see there's a pattern of the same question over and over, then you can start creating an FAQ. It can be in whatever your niche is and create an FAQ. Sometimes that's will get people to engage with you and start talking to you about it. An invite post. An invite post is something that's being offered out there. Invite somebody. So you might have watched a training or a YouTube video or something. And so you talk about the training and you talk about what you got from it and how powerful it was. And then you can say your call to action on that could say, if you would like a link to this training that I just attended, give me your put training in the comments and I'll send you the link or something. But ask people to engage with you on it. Don't just give them the link right off the bat. Just ask them to engage with you on it. And then make sure to respond to anybody that does. And then number 7 is a micro post or a power post. I sometimes call it a power post. And this really is a short story. So really, it's the short story has like 4 steps. You have an attention grabber, and then you have the story of a stuck state, like you were stuck in something, and this is how it impacted my life. And then you have number 3 would be the solution state. You found a solution, and this is what happened with all of that. And then a call to action at the end. Give people the opportunity for more information somewhere. And that's what I call a micro post or power post. So anyway, that's the 7 tips to creating content for more engagement. Let me know what spoke to you the most. And I hope that you got some value out of this, and we will talk to you at my next training. Have a great evening.